Happy Easter from the Granny Women.
Well, Easter is, Jesus is the reason for the season. That's what Easter is all about. The death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ.
We always went to church the first thing. Then we come home and ate lunch, and we'd have the Easter egg hunt. We'd hunt eggs and hide them, and then we'd just fool around. It's time to go back to church. Yeah, we always had Easter egg hunts. We always had Easter egg hunts at church, too. Dixie told her boys they was aggravating and wrestling, and she told them to get outside and have an egg fight. Take the eggs that she had colored and egg fight with them. Well, they didn't know what egg fight was, so they went up there in the hen house and got all the eggs and threw them at each other. Had eggs everywhere. And that was their egg fight.
And what is an egg fight?
Well, you take 2 eggs and you hold them in your hand, and another one holds theirs, and one hits it. See which egg breaks. One that don't break for a long time is the winner.
These are boiled eggs. These ain't raw eggs.
No, they're the colored eggs.
Nathan and Jeremy went through like 3 dozen, 4 dozen eggs of the real thing. They cleaned out our hen house.
Dinner's ready.
What are we having for dinner?
We're having ham, mashed potatoes, green beans, coleslaw, macaroni and cheese, cream style corn, rolls, broccoli casserole, deviled eggs, pickled eggs. We made a cake. We got yellow jigglers.
Just a few things.
I hope it'll fill you up. Well, first I've got a big old styrofoam ball, and I got this yarn stuff. I got mine in Pennsylvania, I think. And I took the ball and wrapped it around and around and around till I got it all covered. And then I glued it on the basket. I'll put a little bit back here so you can see the ball. Then I made the ears and put down in there. Then I took some, wrapped it around, made the arms and made the legs. Put them some eyes and nose and a mouth and some little whiskers. And then I put him a tail on the back. And I've made so many of these baskets, so many. I sold them. I sold quite a few of them, but I made all the kids a basket. I made so many of those. So. Went to the Myrtle Beach to the crash show. And Alton had a place up at Garden City, so me and Leon thought we'd run up there at Garden City to see Alton's place, and left Trula and Uncle Gene at the ground to selling stuff. Well, we come back, Trula was so mad. While we was gone, there was one of those pigeons went by and filled her hair full. And she didn't have nothing to get it out. And Jean tried to get it out with one of the dishcloths we had, and it just smeared it that much more. And she had a fit. She never would let us go nowhere. But Leon found a hat down there with a pigeon on it. And like it had a little poop on it, and he bought that for Trula. And that made her that much madder. But he always was getting her a hat. And that's how we all wore hats.
And he sent her a hat every year, so we started on picnics. Everybody had to decorate a silly hat and wear it to all of our picnics, and that's how we got started with the hats. Hi, Aunt Cindy here, and I'm going to make a wreath. I have a ring, some mesh I got from the Dollar Tree. I've started it, I've put it on with a tie wrap. And to do this, you're going to start pulling your loops through. You're going to pull one through the first. You're going to come through the middle and grab it with the back of your fingers, and then come to the third loop and grab it, holding it with your hand in the back. You're going to come back to the first loop and grab it. Come to the middle loop and grab it, keeping all those about as close as you can get it in the same size. Come back to the third loop see how this stuff sticks to everything? See, as you keep putting them on, you'll push them together and it'll form a pretty little, I don't know what you call it, wreath. It'll make it more puffy, and you won't see the ring. And you can straighten those out and fluff them up after you get them on. Just keep going back and forth. Go back up to the first one. And it'll take this whole row to get all the way down to this first section. And then you have 6 sections, so it takes 6 rows of this. But as you put them on, start pushing them up, they start getting fluffy to form your wreath. Okay, I have come to the end of my spool, so I've got it gathered up. I'm going to take it to the second line, because that's what I finished in the third hoop. And I'm going to take this tie wrap, and I'm going to put it on the back, pull it as tight as I can get it, clip it off, trim off my excess, and then fluff it out a little bit. Okay, that was one spool. And then you've got all this to go. Now my cousin Teresa is the one who showed me how to do this, because she's been making them for a long time and I'd never made them. So she's the one who showed me how to do this. Alright, we'll get the 6, get them all on, figure out what we're going to decorate it with. I finally got all this mesh put on here last night, and I did make me a pretty pink bow. And Granny had this bunny, so we're going to go with this bunny, and we're going to get us some hot glue I've already kind of laid it out and to see where I needed the most glue. And then I'm going to hold it and mash the flour till it sticks. Well, I've decided I'm going to steal some of Granny's Easter eggs. We always keep a lot of Easter eggs because with all the grandkids, we hide Easter eggs every year for them. Guess there'll be a few less this year because they'll be on my wreath. And you can just use anything you want. Just put whatever you want on it. It's your decorations. And nobody's imagination is the same. If it was, it would be an awful empty world. I told Mom one time, she said, I don't understand what you're doing. I said, you can't see my imagination. Only I can see my imagination. And I know exactly what I'm doing. Usually if I'm going to do a project, I lay down at night and I dream it. It comes to me in my sleep. And they usually work out pretty good. When you work with hot glue, you have to be extremely, extremely careful. Because if that stuff hits your skin, you might as well say it's going to the bone. It will peel your skin off. I have been burnt on this stuff so bad. So I'm always cautious when I use hot glue because I do use the super hot glue. Oh, my egg popped open. And there we go. There's my Easter wreath. Thanks for watching. Come on back.